pretty common on this homestand. Beautiful day for baseball. It's the Hyundai leadoff man on WGN Sports. The Cubs go for the 3-game sweep over the New York Mets. Hi again, everyone. I'm Len Casper. We hope your Labor Day weekend is going well. It is for the Cubs, thank you very much. They've gone 4-1 on this homestand, and they've won the first 2 games of this series. Let's look at the highlights from yesterday's Game 2 victory. As another beautiful day here at Wrigley, cooler temperatures, lots of sunshine, and Cubs runs. Giovanni Soto getting the scoring started off rookie right-hander Henry Mejia as he pulls a double into the left field corner. Xavier Nady coming around to score. Cubs lead 1-0. Nady's been in a good stretch because he's been playing a lot more regularly. Able to make good contact here. Fly ball to deep left. Sac fly. Marlon Byrd is in. 2-0 Cubs. The Mets would get a run in the 4th inning. Lucas Duda striking out as Carlos Beltran was headed towards second base. Starlin Castro unable to make the tag. Luis Castillo scores on the double steal. It's 2-1. 5th inning, Cubs get that run right back. Marlon Byrd with a double to deep right field. Starlin Castro coming around. 3-1 Cubs. And they would kind of steal a run back in the 5th inning. Tyler Colvin striking out, but reaching on a wild pitch by Mejia. Marlon Byrd was at third, so he scores. It's 4-1. And on the mound, Carlos Zambrano continuing his very good stretch. 7 innings, just 2 runs on the day. He struck out 8 and walked 2 and was really in command throughout. He did give up this home run, however, in the 7th inning to Ike Davis, the rookie first baseman, with his first home run in over a month. That pulled the Mets to within 4-2. But the one thing the Cubs have done lately is they have been able to tack on, and Ramirez got a pitch up. He took it out. That made it 5-2 in the 7th. The Mets would get their final run of the game. Carlos Beltran with an RBI double to deep center. Marlon Byrd having a little trouble with that sun and wind. Beltran just getting it over his glove. Castillo scoring for the 2nd time in the game. It's 5-3 at that point. But Carlos Marmol would come on and get the save. His 27th of the season. He gets Mike Hessman to end it. Cubs win 5-3, and Big Z 4-0 with an ERA that's under 2 since returning to the Cubs rotation. So the Cubs playing Game 12 under Mike Quade. They have won 8 of their first 11. As we go to break on the Hyundai leadoff man, let's check out our Hyundai dealer of the game, Gerald Hyundai in North Aurora, Illinois. See the cars the experts are raving about at myhyundaichicago.com. The Hyundai leadoff man, brought to you in part by Walgreens, the pharmacy of the Chicago Cubs. And by your Chicago Hyundai dealers. See the cars the experts are raving about at myhyundaichicago.com. batting champ in history. He is among the top 10 in batting average, recently qualified for the batting title. Remember, he started his major league season about a month late, currently ranking third behind Carlos Gonzalez of the Rockies, Joey Votto of the Cincinnati Reds at 324. Also, Marlon Byrd is seventh in the league. If they both finish in the top 10, it'll be the first Cubs duo to do that in 20 years. Time now for Bob's AutoZone tip of the day. Finish off the apple. The Cubs trying to sweep the New York Mets for the first time in 6 years. The tip of the day brought to you by AutoZone. For the auto parts, accessories, and advice you need, get in the zone. AutoZone. The pharmacy of the Chicago Cubs. And by your Chicago Hyundai dealers. See the cars the experts are raving about at myhyundaichicago.com. Now the starting pitchers, left-hander Jonathan Neese makes his Wrigley Field debut. He's given up 15 runs over his last two starts after giving up just 4 total over the previous 4. For Ryan Dempster, I'm sure he's been thinking about the loss to Pittsburgh the other day. His worst start of the year, but this will be his second attempt at his 100th career win and his 50th as a Cub. Holiday weekend, Mets and Cubs. Stay with us. We'll have all the action coming up next. It is a gorgeous day here on the north side of Chicago as we get set for Cubs baseball on WGN Sports. It's been a fun homestand for the Cubs. They shoot for the three-game weekend sweep against the New York Mets as we welcome Cub fans from all over the country watching on WGN America, America's home for baseball. Hi again, everyone. Along with Bob Brenly, I'm Len Casper. The Cubs are 8-3 under manager Mike Quade, including 4-1 to start this 9-game homestand.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, Len, because the offense has finally started clicking on a regular basis, including the game yesterday when everybody in the starting lineup had at least one hit. They've been firing on all cylinders. It's good to see base runners and guys getting on the plate.
For Ryan Dempster, as the Cubs do go for their first sweep over the Mets since 2004, I have a feeling he's going to be pretty good today because his last one, not so much.
Well, he had won 4 decisions in a row before laying an egg the last time out against the Pirates. And knowing what a competitor Ryan Dempster is, and also knowing he's sitting at 99 career victories, I think we're going to see a great effort from Demps today.
Now, Jonathan Neese has struggled lately, but you add it all up, he's had a very good season.
Yeah, he's a good-looking young pitcher, a lefty that features a tailing fastball, a cut fastball, and a curveball.
All right, God bless America, and our national anthem coming up.
Cubs organist Gary Pressey as he performs God Bless America. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing and join Jim Cornelison as he honors the United States by performing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
WGN, brought to you by Budweiser. Want to go home with me tonight? I'm the designated driver. Budweiser, responsibility matters. Pepsi, every Pepsi refreshes the world. Submit your idea at refresheverything.com. And by Illinois Lottery's newest game, Powerball. Wednesday and Saturday jackpots start at $20 million. Today's game is available on your SAP audio setting. Provided by WRTO La Tremenda, Chicago's Spanish language sports leader. Cubs SAP brought to you by Galaxy, home remodeling experts since 1984. Do great work, give a great deal. That's Galaxy. Elio Benitez and Hector Fabregas on the call in Spanish. Bob Brenly, Len Casper from the ballpark. It is Blackhawks Day. Jim Cornelison with the rousing rendition of our national anthem. And Mike Quaddy's club will take the field behind veteran right-hander Ryan Dempster. Let's get the Mets starting lineup written out by Jerry Manuel. They are a season-high 4 games below 500 for the second time this season. Former Cub Angel Pagan will start it. Luis Hernandez with a homer in this series. He's at second. Beltran in center. Davis homered yesterday at first. Mike Hessman getting his only start. He is spelling David right at third. Duda in left. Tolley catching. Ruben Tejada at short. Still no Jose Reyes. And Jonathan Neese will pitch.
Let's check out how the Cubs take the field defensively today. Behind Ryan Dempster, brought to you by Pepsi. Every Pepsi refreshes the world. Soriano in left, Bird in center. Tyler Colvin, the lone left-handed hitter in the lineup out in right field. Ramirez and Castro on the left side of the infield. Baker and Nady today on the right side. Giovanni Soto behind the plate for right-hander Ryan Dempster. Looking to atone for his worst outing of the year. Last time out against the Pirates, went only 3 innings, gave up 7 hits and 7 earned runs. Also walked 3 batters in that game. Vented a little bit after the game. I think he got it out of his system. I look forward to a big outing from Ryan today.
Chicago native Tony Randazzo will call the balls and strikes. A graduate of Lake Park High School in 1983. Paul Nart, the crew chief Brian Gorman, and Ted Barrett will handle the bases. A little cloud cover now. Lots of sunshine early this morning. Very comfortable temperatures. The wind continues to blow out. At 2 close games, the Cubs winning a 1-run decision 7-6 on Friday and then 5-3 yesterday. Angel Pagan will start it. He got hit by a pitch to lead off the game yesterday. The first time in his career he had been hit by a pitch. And the first pitch from Ryan Dempster is hit high in the air, foul, out of play. Dempster looking for his 10th career win against the Mets. Facing them for the first time in just over a year. Suffered, or rather beat the Mets 11-4 on August 29th of last season here at Wrigley.
And we talked about throughout the first 2 games of this series, always a good idea to keep Angel Pagan off of the bases. He's having himself a really good season, both at the plate and on the bases. 32 steals in 39 attempts.
Swung on and missed 2-2. 3 consecutive switch hitters atop this Mets lineup. It's Luis Hernandez on deck. And then Carlos Beltran to follow, who's had a lot of success against Ryan Dempster. Now our Chrysler game forecast, perfect. 70 degrees, the wind out of the southwest, humidity not a factor. It's brought to you by Chrysler. For more info on our vehicle lineup, log on to Chrysler.com or stop by your Chicagoland or Northwest Indiana Chrysler dealer today. Nady on one hop. Nicely done. Dempster will beat Pregame into the bag. One out. That ball was hit very hard, and Nady with a nice play.
Nady looking more and more comfortable down there at first base. He split time between the outfield and first base this season. And much like at the plate, it seems like the more he plays down there, the more comfortable he gets. And that was a nice play to start the ball game. You may notice an equipment change for Giovanni Soto behind the plate. He's been bothered by a sore knee, and he's wearing what they call them knee savers. The little pads on the back of the shin guard. You can kind of rest on them, take a little bit of the pressure off the knee. He said he wasn't sure if he was going to use them or not. If you're not used to using those things, they do take some time to get familiar with. Like having your own seat cushion attached to the back of your calves.
Start of the series for Hernandez, and promptly singles into left. He homered off the bench in game 1. And now that success I was talking about, Carlos Beltran 5 for 7 with a home run against Brian Dempster, as he'll bat with 1 on and 1 out. Beltran had 3 hits yesterday, stolen base, RBI double. It has been a tough season, which actually didn't start until after the All-Star break, after right knee surgery in January. But with the Mets, it seems that really wasn't the story when it happened. It was the miscommunication surrounding the operation that grabbed the headlines. Apparently had it done without permission of the team, which reportedly was interested in a third opinion after 2 doctors, including their own, thought surgery was needed. Beltran and his agent Scott Boras claimed the Mets knew about it.
He said, she said.
Always. Yeah, he said, she said. I think the Mets and Yankees and Cubs and White Sox can all kind of relate to one another, because generally, Bob, the actual baseball story sometimes gets hidden in all the other stuff.
In the drama.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's for good reality TV.
Three balls, no strikes. All kinds of speculation regarding Jerry Manuel's job security, or insecurity as it were. I was going to mention this yesterday, we just didn't have time to get into it, but you always feel for a guy in that spot. But I look around baseball with the impending retirements and other changes that are expected in the manager's chair. I think about a lot of the coaches around baseball. It is musical chairs when it comes to that particular job in baseball. Many times you're kind of locked into the manager for whom you work. There's very little job security for those guys. And then when you jump off the carousel, you quickly try to get back on.
And there's always a wave of coaches coming up from the minor leagues, just like there are waves of players coming up from the minor leagues that are also going to be looking for those coaching and managing jobs.
Ball 4, 2 on for Ike Davis. Mike Quaddy has managed for a long time, 17 years we've talked about it. Former first base coach of the A's and Cubs third base coach since 2007. Now gets a chance at being a big league manager, and the numbers so far have been very good, 8-3. Swing and a miss, strike one on Ike Davis, who homered yesterday for the first time since late July. Mets are hitting a major league worst 184 with runners in scoring position in the second half.
It's not easy to do. I mean, just the law of averages says that major league hitters over that course of time and those many opportunities, you're going to get your share of hits, but the Mets have really struggled. One thing the Mets do fairly well is catch the ball. They've only made, I believe it is 70 errors as a team on the season. Just as a point of comparison, that's 40 fewer than the Cubs.
Former Cub Howard Johnson is their hitting coach. Two and two on Davis. Dave Joust, a bench coach and son of one of the great sports writers in Chicago history, retired Tribune writer Bill Joust. Another foul by Davis.
I'll tell you, Dave Joust even looks like a bench coach. Got the reading glasses on, got the pen in one hand, grinding that gum, checking the lineup card.
And he could not hold. Big strikeout for Dempster for the second out.
That was a big strikeout and a huge assist from Ike Davis, chasing a shoulder high pitch nowhere close to the strike zone and unable to check his swing. Big second out.
Hessman, David Wright on the bench today. Just got a piece of it.
Hessman has big time power. Hasn't been able to exhibit it here at the major league level very much, but 311 minor league home runs coming into this season.
It was the active minor league home run leader going into 2010. Runners go. Here's a throw to third. Safe. So they tried to get Hernandez. Couldn't get him. Both he and Beltran will be credited with a stolen base. That's lead the league in steals. And again, no Jose Reyes in this series.
Just a huge lead out there at second base. Neither Cubs middle infielder was jockeying to keep Hernandez close to the bag. A big primary lead, just took off.
Gives the Mets 121 on the season. In the dirt, neatly blocked by Soto. 2-1.
A little surprised the Cubs didn't throw through to second base on that double steal attempt. Usually on a double steal, the runner at second is going to get such a jump that you probably have no shot at him at third, and you compound it with the fact you have a right-handed pull hitter at the plate. You'd rather have the left side of your infield hold their positions, maybe throw for Carlos Beltran at second base, a guy who is not running well right now.
Up and in to make it 3-1. Dempster gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Ball strike. He's had to work hard in this inning. The Mets have 2 in scoring position. Dempster trying to escape with no damage. Call strike 3 to end the threat. They leave 2 and the Cubs are coming up. Interchangeably today against the lefty. It's Baker, Castro, and Bird in the top 10 in hitting. Ramirez, Nady, Soriano in the middle, Tyler Colvin in right, Giovanni Soto behind the plate, and Ryan Dempster on the mound.
Quick look at the Mets defensively today. Lucas Duda in left field, Carlos Beltran in center, Angel Pagan over in right field. It'll be Mike Hessman at third, Ruben Tejada at shortstop, Luis Hernandez at second, Ike Davis over at first base. Josh Toley doing the catching today for left-hander Jonathan Neese. Touched on in the open of the show, tailing two-seam fastball, a cutter that he will use extensively against these right-handed hitters in the Cubs lineup, right in on their hands, and a curveball, a very occasional rare straight changeup.
Born in Lima, Ohio. And a base hit to right for Jeff Baker, who stays hot. In part-time action, he is 7 for his last 13.
Cutter out over the plate, a little bit of an inside-out swing by Jeff Baker, producing that line drive into right field, and a good start for the Cubs offensively here today. Now, this may be the most meaningless piece of trivia we'll throw at you all day. Since the Cubs don't run very much, they're second to last in the National League in stolen bases this year, but Josh Toley, the catcher behind the plate, has thrown out 39% of attempted base stealers this year, and Jonathan Neese has not surrendered a stolen base this year.
Swing and the miss by Castro, 0-2. 6 consecutive multi-hit games for Starlin Castro. First Cubs rookie to do that since Don Johnson in May of 1944. That was before he appeared on Miami Vice.
Yeah.
The last Cubs rookie to have 7 straight games of at least 2 hits, Billy Herman in 1932. Good place for Castro to do it. Wrigley Field, 361 is his home batting average. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That'll bring up Marlon Byrd. One on, one out. We're in the first inning. Jonathan Neese went to high school in Defiance, Ohio. His teammate was Chad Billingsley. That's a pretty good 1-2.
Oh, yeah.
Billingsley, the Dodger right-hander.
Defiance, Ohio, I believe, is about an hour southwest of Toledo on the western part of the state.
He's 6'4", 215. Won't turn 24 until late October. Outside. 1-1. Good homestand for Marlon Byrd. He's at 353. He scored 5 times, knocked in 3. Ball right to Ivan De Jesus. He had his glove. He could pick it at short, but no, he doesn't even need a glove.
Ivano's looked very comfortable giving the signs down there at third base when he initially made the move from first to third. I talked about, oh, it's strange when you're used to getting signs.
Bird continues to hit lefties, leading the league against lefties. In fact, the Cubs lead the National League in batting average against left-handed pitchers. It's kind of weird, though. They're 20 and 26 against left-handed starters, so it has not translated. Cubs lead the majors at 291. Here's Ramirez. Insurance home run yesterday. 1 hit away from 1,600 in his career. We have a contact issue for Carlos Beltran. Something in his eye, apparently. While they work on that right eye, we want to remind you we are email accessible. LennonBob@Tribune.com. You can follow us at Twitter.com/LennonBob as well. Oh, found it. One thing we have learned, Bob, in order to play this game effectively, you do need to be able to see well.
Yeah, it helps. It helps. Try to read the spin on a delivery from an opposing pitcher to try to pick a fly ball out of the sky. You need to see the ball. That's kind of a prerequisite. Speaking of emails, we have one here from Charlie Hendrickson, a native North Sider that's now living down in St. Louis. We were talking about all the pitchers in the game nowadays who throw in the 90s and how Ron Santo was amazed back in 1990 when he got back into the game as an announcer on the radio side that so many guys could throw 90 plus. Now it seems like every staff has 8 or 9 or 10 guys who can do that. And Charlie points out with the abundance of short relievers and the specialization in the bullpen, guys come into the ball game, they don't have to pace themselves. They know they're only going to throw 1 inning, 15 or 20 pitches, and they tend to let it go a little bit more, as opposed to starting pitchers back in the day who maybe throw 150, 160, 170 pitches in a start and may have to pace themselves a little bit. So that's a good point, Charlie. Thank you for your email.
Let's meet today's Walgreens celebrity bat kids. Juliana McNamara from Arlington Heights, Illinois, and Robbie Smetana from Lowell, Indiana, getting an autograph from Bob Brenly. For more information on how you can be a Walgreens celebrity bat kid, look how excited they are.
Yeah, I had to pay them $5 a piece to let me sign the balls.
Go to WGNradio.com. Walgreens, the pharmacy of the Chicago Cubs. Well, Beltran ready to continue as Ramirez will step in. Big swing, he fouled it back. Baker started the inning with a single to right. Marlon Byrd 2 batters later with a base hit to center. And now it's Ramirez. And a 2-1 count. We got a nice note from Pat Johnson. Bought the Cubs cookbook, and the first recipe was my mom's apple crisp. Pat writes, even though I goofed up by putting all the sugar in the oatmeal ingredients, it still came out delicious. And now I will try it the correct way. Pat, I would suggest if you liked it that way, just do it your way, and it's now your recipe.
Yeah.
Let's change it up. My mom will be thrilled to hear that. And she's thrilled about that base hit. Jeff Baker trying to score. Here's the throw way offline from Duda. And it's 1-0 on Aramis Ramirez's 1,600th career hit.
It's good to see from the Cubs offense against Jonathan Neese throughout this 2010 season. Rather, Jonathan Neese has usually been really good early in the ball game, and it's not until the second and third time through the lineup that opposing teams get to him. So to break through for a run here in the first inning is huge.
And still only 1 out for Xavier Nady. Nady swinging a hot bat. 4 hits in the series. Talking to him today, his confidence was not in a good spot earlier this season because he wasn't getting a lot of playing time and he wasn't swinging the bat well at all. And he has found it here late in the season.
And physically, he was having issues with his throwing arm. Was playing mostly right field earlier in the season when he played at all. But now has moved into first base with the trade of Derek Lee. A lot shorter throws. He's been very accurate, very quick with his throws.
Oh, 2. Soriano on deck. 3 singles, 1 run here in the first. That could be 2. Hessman, Hernandez, Davis to end the inning. But the Cubs get on the board first. Ramirez with an RBI single. It's 1-0 after 1. Jeff Baker, kind of an unfamiliar role, that leadoff spot, but he's done it a few times under Mike Quaddy. Got on base and came around to score on the RBI hit by Ramirez. One strike on Lucas Duda, the left fielder. It's fouled away, 0-2. Ryan Dempster coming in at 99 up, 99 down. As a Cub, 49-44. Foul. Well, Bob, we have what we call the 99-99 club. Over the last 30 years, Ryan Dempster joining 5 other pitchers that at one time or another had a record of 99 wins, 99 losses. It's kind of quirky.
It is quirky.
Certainly would love to get 100 wins before that 100th loss. Current Padre manager Bud Black on that list. Hall of Famer Ronnie Fingers as well.
I guess this is a very subjective thing, but I'm sure it weighs on some players when you get close to a milestone, whether it's 100 RBIs on a season, 100 victories in a career for a pitcher. It used to be 20 home runs. Obviously, that doesn't mean much in this game anymore, but when you approach those milestones, I think subconsciously, even though you may not realize it, guys press a little bit more. They want to get over that hump. They want to get that number out of the way and move forward.
This at bat started 0-2. Now it's full. There it is. Low for a leadoff walk. Time now to check out today's improvement from Menards. Since Mike Quaddy took over, the Cubs are hitting .304, scoring about 6 runs a game and giving up fewer than 4 in terms of the earned runs per game. For all your home improvement needs, shop and save big money at Menards. Josh Thole, the catcher. Sliced into the left field corner, and it's going to get down with foul by a few feet.
A lot of smiles in the ballpark today. Most of these people don't have to go to work tomorrow. Long weekend. Why not smile?
Fly ball deep to right. Tyler Colvin is back on it, and it's going to get just below the basket. Off the wall. Throw to second is going to be cut off by Baker. And the Mets are in business, second and third with nobody out. Thole banged one off the wall out in deep right center.
That caught all the Cubs by surprise, including Ryan Dempster. Tolley's been a guy that just tried to slap the ball around, put it in play so far in this series, but he flexes his muscles here and bangs it off the wall in right center. Boy, nice play by Tyler Colvin to play that one-hop carom perfectly with the bare hand. The throw must have been offline just a little bit for Jeff Baker to cut it there going into second base.
The 8-hitter, Ruben Tejada, coming up, the key batter of the inning for both Ryan Dempster and the Mets. because you have the pitcher Nice on deck. So if he can get Tejada here without a run scoring, there's a fighting chance he can get out of this thing. The pitch. Fly ball to right. This will get Duda in. The throw is going to go to third. So both runners advancing a base. A sac fly for Tejada as he gets his 9th RBI. And a 1-1 tie.
Just deep enough that Tyler Colvin couldn't really get any momentum behind his throw, either to home plate or to third base. The Mets tie it up.
The infielders will come in with the pitcher at the plate. He's hitting 133 with 2 doubles, 1 RBI. 136 in his career. Ripped into left, base hit. Tolley scores. It's 2-1. Well, that ball was thumped by Nice. That's just his 2nd career RBI.
A pitch up in the zone from Dempster. Even light hitting pitchers can see the ball better when it's up in the strike zone. That one tailing away from him. He just slapped it into left field for the 2nd run of the game for the Mets. This is a very similar start to the ball game that Dempster had last time out. Just unable to hit his spots consistently, falling behind a lot of counts. In the past, he has been able to right the ship and find that strike zone with the good sinker, the good splitter, and the slider, but I have to do it quickly here today.
When the Mets got Angel Pagan from the Cubs before the 08 season, he returned to his original organization. He was a 4th-round pick of the Mets in 1999. He'll play for Soriano. Nice barehanded catch by that fan. Dempster's 1-1, too low. In case you're wondering, January 5th, 2008, Pagan to the Mets for minor league outfielder Corey Coles and minor league pitcher Ryan Myers.
You know, it's easy to look at the player that Angel Pagan has become this year with the New York Mets and say, well, the Cubs should have kept him. It was just a hard thing to project what Angel Pagan was going to be because he was injured so often as a member of the Cubs. Just could not keep him in the lineup on any kind of a consistent basis. You look at his combination of skills, there's a lot to like. A switch hitter who runs extremely well, a good defender in the outfield with a strong arm, but it's tough to evaluate a guy when he's laying on the training table. On Tuesday, the Cubs and Ballpark Franks will honor Hall of Famer Billy Williams with a statue of his likeness, only the 3rd of its kind here at Wrigley Field. Joining Ernie Banks and Harry Carey, Billy's statue will be unveiled in a special pregame ceremony at the corner of Addison and Sheffield. Billy will also throw out the ceremonial first pitch and lead the fans in the 7th inning stretch. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
That'll be a fun night. Here's Luis Hernandez, 2 on, 2 in. pitch. A strike on a slider. Has signed a minor league deal over the winter. Former Oriole and Royal. The home run he hit on Friday was his first since 2007. One and two. Even though Ryan had that rough outing on the 31st of August, still went 4-1 in August with a 2.89.
Dempster far and away leads the staff in innings pitched this year. Had 182 coming into this start today. Not sure how deep he'll be able to get into the ball game this afternoon as that pitch count continues to climb. Throwing a lot of pitches here early in the game.
Baker the flip. Castro the turn. Double play. Dempster's had to labor here early on. The Mets lead 2-1. Now for Cubs home games on WGN through the rest of the season, AT&T Ubers viewers can call their own shots. The multi-view app allows the viewer to choose from 7 different camera angles and watch 4 at the same time. Multi-view is on channel 780 and available to all Ubers TV customers in the Chicago area. Alfonso Soriano takes a strike from Jonathan Neese, who has a 2-1 lead. Fly ball center field. Beltran will get there. They'll bring up Tyler Colvin, who's playing right.
The lone left-handed hitter in this Cubs lineup today. Yeah, looking at the guys that Mike Quade has available on the bench, he could have possibly played Darwin Barney at second base and shifted Jeff Baker to right field to have a all right-handed lineup, but I've always been of a mind there's nothing wrong with having a left-handed hitter or two in a lineup against a lefty. I think sometimes if you load up with all right-handed hitters, it really plays into that opposing pitcher's hand. He can get locked in on that outside corner. He can get that breaking ball locked into the outside corner. If you never send a left-handed hitter up there for him, he just stays in that location all day long. Tommy Glavine was a guy I always felt you needed to put a couple lefties in the lineup against him, because if you allowed him to get that sinking two-seam fastball and changeup on the outside corner to an all right-handed hitting lineup, he could very easily shut you out. If you drop in an occasional lefty or two, and that pitch down and into a lefty is in their happy zone.
Coleman thinking he got a piece of it, but he did not, according to Tony Randazzo. Second strikeout for Nice.
Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN TV is sponsored in part by the Illinois Lottery Mega Millions. Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot is $25 million.
1-0 on Soto, hitting 8th today. Just outside. 2 balls, no strikes. By and large, it's been all roses for the Texas Rangers this season. They have an 8-game lead in the American League West. They might be the first team to clinch a division title at some point in the next few weeks, but they have some concerns right now. Cliff Lee, dealing with lower back soreness, may not make his next start. He is 0-3 with an 8.28 over his last 5 outings. Josh Hamilton had a very tough injury week, battled knee pain, lower back issues, and now a rib injury as Soto walks. And the latest problem is going to keep him out for a while. He was quoted today on MLB.com saying he feels like he's been in a car wreck. Suffered bruised ribs yesterday in Minnesota. So we may not see much more of Josh Hamilton in regular season action. Assuming the Rangers do wrap up their division fairly comfortably. He leads the league with a .362 average. Ground ball back to the pitcher, Nice. Nicely done as he palms it and throws out Ryan Dempster. 2-1 Mets after 2.
From Ipanema goes walking and when she passes, each one she passes goes. When she walks, she's like a samba that swings so cool and sways so gentle that when she passes, each one she passes goes.
The girl from Ipanema by Stan Getz. Budweiser, it's what we do. I've always wanted to go to Ipanema. I want to see this one.
Carlos Beltran. Rockets one foul. 1-1. We're in the third. 2-1 Nets.
Is Ipanema in the National League West?
Not quite sure.
I think they ought to have a team there.
Yeah. Baker to his left. Gets it to Nady in plenty of time. I think we need a podcast satellite studio in Ipanema.
I'm sure that can be arranged.
It would be our eponymous podcast.
Yes.
Ike Davis struck out in the first. Fastball is high, ball one. Way out front. Ike Davis went to Arizona State, born in Edina, Minnesota. Of course, his dad pitched for the Twins. Before that, the Yankees, later the Cubs, the Dodgers, the Giants. Ron Davis, 130 career saves.
Boy, Ron Davis, his daddy, threw one of the heaviest sinkers you would ever want to see.
Opposite field single for Ike. We will be recording a new podcast, a holiday weekend version of our podcast. Make sure you check out our WGN Baseball blog on WGNTV.com. I have a post on some predictions on the pennant races. Nothing too bold with a month to go. Check out Starlin Castro by the numbers in his bid for the Rookie of the Year. Also have game notes from Stats, much more. Line to Ramirez for the out. Hessman gone. Well, I think the NL East and National League West right now are the two most intriguing races. The AL East fairly close, but I think the Yankees and Rays will both be in the postseason. But you have Atlanta trying to hold off Philadelphia. The Phillies surging. They've won 5 in a row, and the Braves were down big early today in Florida. San Diego out in the West, they've lost 9 straight. The Giants have just been okay lately, but the Padres have let them back in it. Giants are only 2 out.
All right, and the Rockies lurking back there at 5.5 out going into play today. We talked about them briefly yesterday. They always seem to be a strong finisher, and I'll keep an eye on them as well.
It's almost a must win for the Rockies today. If they beat the Padres, they'll be within 4.5. A loss 6.5. Reds with a huge win yesterday behind Travis Wood, who not only won the game but hit a home run. The Reds back to an 8-game advantage over the Cardinals in the Central. Duda could not hold up. 1-2. The Braves and the Phillies will play in Atlanta. 3-game series to end the season. That could be a big one. Left center, it's Marlon Byrd to end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the third. It's 2-1 New York. Last of the third. The Cubs are shooting for the sweep today. They trail the Mets 2-1. Jeff Baker leading off for the Cubs for the third time. One for one with a run, make it 2 for 2. Well, why not? He hits lefties, able to get on base at a really good clip against southpaws, put him in that #1 spot.
I mean, it's not like there's an obvious choice to hit leadoff in this lineup that jumps out at you on a daily basis. So Mike Quaddy's been flip-flopping back and forth between Jeff Baker against the lefties and Kosuke Fukudome most of the time against the righties.
See Blake DeWitt do it. Low and inside to Castro. Talked with Alan Trammell today about that play at second yesterday on the double steal. And Tram thought in the end, considering that Castro cheated in, that he should have just thrown home to try to get Luis Castillo, and said he would have had him by a mile. Two choices there to wait back and try to get the guy going from first, Beltran. But he said normally in that spot you are cheating toward the plate a little bit to try to cut off that run. There were 2 outs at the time. Ground ball to third. Hessman to Hernandez to Davis. Second time they've gone around the horn for a double play.
And that first and third situation you were talking about in the ball game yesterday, as we get a look at the 5-4-3 double play, the Mets are able to turn on Starlin Castro. It's something that you work on going all the way back to spring training, but when it happens at game speed, you've got to make your decisions very quickly. And I think with more experience and more reps of that particular play and knowing the opposition a little better, I think Starlin Castro will make better choices in the future.
Two 2-0 to Bird. Daytona Cubs finished up their 2010 campaign with a 6-0 win over Lakeland. Slow start, but a strong finish. They finished 11 games over 500 when you add it all up.
A really solid season for the D Cubs this year. As you said, they got off to a slow start, and then they lost some of their key people, including Brett Jackson and Josh Vitters. A couple of their better pitchers got called up to Double-A ball, and coincidentally, that's when they seemed to take off. At one point, had a 14-game winning streak as a team. That's a 10th of your season in the minor league. Very impressive. Congratulations to Buddy Bailey, the manager, Richie Ziss, the hitting coach, and Tom Pratt, the pitching coach there in Daytona. Watch the Cubs take on the Astros this Wednesday right here at Wrigley Field. Game time is 7:05, but be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Cubs toiletry bag, compliments of Vegas.
Jeff Samardzija is starting for Iowa today against Memphis. 2 games left, and Iowa needs 1 win to clinch the division and get into the postseason at AAA. You know, Mike Quaddy speaks from a lot of experience, and he said, you know, development is the #1 thing at the minor league level, but he said, I'm going to say 51-49, development and winning. He said it's hard to develop winning players when you're not winning. So no matter how much you turn over that roster, as you mentioned, at the lower levels and at AAA especially, well, you've got your rotation lined up, and you get a phone call from farm director, the assistant GM, and they say that guy who's starting tomorrow, he's coming to Chicago to start instead. Happens a lot. Very difficult to manage at that level. Ryan Sandberg has done a great job, but winning is something this organization has put a premium on, and the top levels especially have done that this year. And you're seeing the results of that farm system with guys coming to the majors, which is the ultimate goal.
I would tend to agree with Mike Quaddy. Obviously, the #1 goal is to develop the skills of the players so that you can bring them up here and have them contribute at the major league level. But also, part of that development is learning how to win ball games, learning how to work as part of a team, to execute what you need to on a daily basis to find a way to beat the other team.
Casey Coleman, Darwin Barney. Coleman's going to start tomorrow here on WGN. Carlos Silva back off the DL Tuesday against the Astros.
Not to mention, it's a lot more fun to win, you know, and that's something that I think gets lost sometimes. When you play on a bad team, whether it's at the big league level or the minor league level, it is no fun. By the end of the season, you're not having any fun. Even if you're having a good season individually, it's no fun to walk home with your tail between your legs every night after another loss. And the other side of the coin is there's nothing better. I mean, food tastes better, the beer's colder when you're winning ball games. You might have a poor game individually, but if your team wins the ball game, you can let it go very easily and come back the next day and get after it again. When you're playing on a losing team and you're not contributing, well, that's about as bad as it gets.
East with a 1-2. Ramirez expanding his zone but staying alive. By the way, the Braves were down 6-0 in Florida after 3. They had a rain delay in the middle of the game. Braves scored 1 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th. It's now 6-6 in the top of the 9th. So they have come all the way back. Another foul. Phillies are trailing at home against Milwaukee in the 6th, 5-2 Brewers. Prince Fielder with his 30th home run in that one. High fly ball, well hit by Ramirez, and it's going to go! A home run! He got it out to give the Cubs a 3-2 lead. Cubs have really utilized that home run ball on this homestand. Well, that was a good battle in that at bat.
Well, fouled off a number of cutters on the inside part of the plate. Finally gets one out over the plate. Got a lot of backspin on that fly ball. Got it up into the wind and rode it out of here for a 2-run bomb.
He's knocked in all 3 Cubs runs.
We saw all those foul balls pulled to the left side of the field as Jonathan East was cutting that fastball in on Aramis' hands, and because he was able to foul off all those tough pitches and stay alive, when East made a mistake, he was able to take advantage of it.
Called strike 3. That will end the inning. So Ramirez with his 22nd home run, now tied with Alfonso Soriano for the team lead. It's 3-2 Cubs after 3. Cubs with their second lead of the day. Josh Tolley. It's a 9-hopper to Jeff Baker. 1 pitch, 1 out, 3-2. Ramirez tied for the team lead in homers, now leading with 73 RBIs.
Ryan Dempster was pretty efficient in that third inning. Hopefully another short pitch inning here in the fourth will get him back on pace to work 6, 7, maybe 8 innings in this ball game.
Tejada tied it with a sac fly in the second. That's a strike. Cincinnati leading at St. Louis 2-0 during the bottom of the fifth. Homer Bailey and Chris Carpenter matching up. Adam Wainwright has lost 4 consecutive starts. Oh boy, broken bat. The barrel ended up in the stands. Hopefully everybody's okay. Xavier Nady makes a grab in foul ground. And was grazed by that bat. Very dangerous. So 2 down is John Neese. Knocked in the go-ahead run with a single in the second.
Boy, those people on the third base side better pay attention. You got a pitcher at the plate that's likely to swing late. Everybody checking on the gentleman who got scratched by that bat flying into the stands. Oh, we say it all the time. If you're fortunate enough to get seats down close to field level here at Wrigley or at any ballpark, keep your eye on the baseball. It gets up there in a hurry.
Who thought it was strike 3. Didn't get the call. 2-2. Swing and a miss. A quick 1-2-3 shutdown frame for Ryan Dempster. 3-2 Cubs.
The 2010 Chicago Cubs baseball season on WGN is brought to you by Bud Light. The sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
Cubs lead 3-2. Alfonso Soriano leading off the fourth. Ryan Dempster in the top of this inning. And 1-2-3. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Won't happen today, obviously, but John Neese has had 13 starts this season in which he has allowed 1 or no runs. For 6th in the majors in such starts. He's had a tough go of it lately. Pop up is handled by Davis, the first baseman.
You talk to people close to the Mets about Jonathan Neese. Obviously, he's got good stuff. They say he is a bulldog, quite a battler. That's a quality you love to see in a starting pitcher. Ryan Dempster, a guy that exhibits those same qualities. May not have his best stuff on a given day, but he's going to go out there and try to get outs as quickly as he can, get his team back in that dugout. Eat up as many innings as possible.
Neese has had 2 complete games, 1 DL stint earlier this year due to a hamstring strain. Another left-handed starter, Johan Santana, threw off the mound for the first time today since a pec injury, and it was an awkward landing by Neese, to say the least. It looked like he hurt himself. They're going to come out and check on him. Completely lost his footing.
Yeah, looked like that right foot as he made his stride toward home plate, hit on the edge of that landing area. Ankle kind of rolled over. Pitch sailed all the way to the backstop behind Tyler Colvin.
All right. Wrigleyville Rooftops has premier seating for up to 200 guests for corporate gatherings, family reunions, and bachelor or bachelorette parties. Individual and group tickets are available for all games. For more details, go to WrigleyvilleRooftops.com or call 773-248-ROOF.
Also want to send birthday wishes to Cookie Burton, Addie Rose, and Ava from Mark.
1-1 on Tyler Colvin. High fly ball. Beltran tracking back to the wall, off the wall. Colvin trying for 3. The throw there, late. Colvin with his 4th triple of the year.
That wind really took that ball away from Carlos Beltran in center field, slicing toward the gap. It looked like Lucas Duda didn't expect Colvin to attempt to go to third base there. Very casually picked up the ball. Colvin shifted it into another gear and slides into third base with a triple.
Giovanni Soto trying to hit one 900 feet. One. That one clubbed deep as Beltran back on this one. He's going to get it for a sac fly for Soto. It's 4-2. This is something this team did not do on any sort of consistent basis in the first 4 months or so. Continue to add on. We would occasionally see a big inning early, maybe a 2 or 3 run inning, and then that would be it. Or a big inning, a potentially big inning, turn into a 1 run or no run inning. It seems like they're cashing in more opportunities.
Picking up those runners from third base with less than 2 outs in the inning, whether it's a base hit or a sacrifice fly, as in the case of Giovanni Soto right there. Just get the guy on the plate.
Dempster strikes out, but he's the beneficiary now with a 2-run lead. Now time for the 5th inning, brought to you by Subway. Hey, Chicagoland viewers, how would you like to win 5 $5 footlongs from Subway? Just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules. Angel Pagan sending Colvin back, and he makes a running grab. No, he dropped it. Had a glove on it, and Pagan was going to head back toward the dugout. Chip Hale ended up on third base, screaming at Pagan to keep on running. Again, we say this occasionally. We see a play like this. It's not like football. 2 feet down, it's a catch. You've got to complete the play. Colvin had it and then didn't. And that'll be a double for Pagan.
It looked to be a nice running catch. He's got it clearly in the web of the glove, but when he goes to pull it out, the ball just slides out the bottom of his glove. That's a strange looking play.
Oh, it's an error on Colvin, all right.
And there you saw Pagan almost conceded and headed back to the dugout before taking 3 steps and diving on the bag at second. You said an E9.
No pitch. Soto had asked for time.
Technically, especially the outfielders, you have to reach into the glove and pull the ball out to show that you have possession. Now, occasionally on that exchange, the ball will come loose, and most of the time the umpire will signal that the fumble was made during the exchange, the catch was made, and that's an out. But that time the ball clearly just slipped out the bottom of Tyler's glove before he could get a hand on it.
And I believe it was Brian Gorman, the second base umpire, who made the call, or maybe the first base umpire, wasn't sure. They were shielded from when the ball actually came out because Colvin headed toward the fence. So there was really no way for them to see whether he was reaching in or not. All they saw was the ball hit the warning track, and the Cubs did not argue. Swing and a miss by Hernandez. 1-1. Outside on a fastball.
It certainly is not the percentage play to try to steal third base with nobody out in the inning in the middle of the Mets lineup coming to the plate. But that time Angel Pagan perfectly timed Ryan Dempster's delivery, had a walking lead, and bluffed a couple steps toward third base before he held his ground.
Base hit right field. Pagan stopping at third. A good throw by Colvin all the way to Soto.
Certainly a strong throw by Colvin. You'd like to see it a little bit lower, so at least Xavier Nady would have the option of cutting it off. Ball was hit pretty hard, and Hernandez barely got to first base. Had he gotten down the line a little quicker and rounded first, saw that ball sailing over the head of the cutoff man, he probably moves into scoring position.
Beltran, ball one. A walk and a ground out. Lines that one into center. Here comes Pagan. It's 4-3.
That ball was cued off the end of the bat a little bit. Had a lot of English as it got out there into shallow center field, really slicing back to Marlon Byrd's right. And this is the same combination the Mets had on base when they pulled that double steal back in the first inning. Hernandez was the runner at second, Beltran the runner at first. They're going to play a little closer to the bag at second this time. Starlin Castro almost right behind Hernandez out there in the middle of the field.
Dempster should easily surpass the 200 inning mark this season. Came into today at 182 on the year. Exactly 200 innings last year. 206 2/3 in 08. This would be the 6th year in his career he will have gotten into the 200s. Swing and a miss. And along those lines, right now second on the all-time innings pitched list among Canadian-born pitchers. 1-2. He has passed Reggie Cleveland on that list. Just over 1,800 innings in his career. Fergie Jenkins, the leader, with 4,500 2/3 innings. Ground ball, base hit, right field. Colvin up with it. He's going to throw to the plate, and it is not in time. Hernandez just beat the swipe of Soto. It's 4-4. Well, that play was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Well, Tyler had a chance to warm up by making this throw earlier in the inning. Soto holds his ground right there in front of home plate. That's just a really nice slide by Hernandez. Tough to tell if Gio got him on the back, but it certainly looked like Hernandez was able to avoid the block at home plate and get his left hand on the dish.
Looked like a good call.
Yep.
Tony Randazzo had the best look at it. This is probably our best look. I think he had his hand in.
Yep.
Well, that is an art. A slide that avoids a tag at any base, and home plate's the most important one, of course. So Scott Main up in the bullpen. The Mets have tied it, and still nobody out. An error to start the inning and 3 consecutive singles since. Inside to Mike Hessman. There's the rookie Maine.
Yeah, don't say that anymore, Charles.
Gonna grind today for Ryan. The third and the fourth, he seemed to be settling in. He has struggled here in the fifth. A-Rod back off the DL for the Yankees in the lineup today, playing third. He has 2 hits, 1 RBI, but the Yankees trail the Blue Jays 7-3 in the 8th. He had a left calf strain. Yankees have won 8 in a row. 3-1. Congrats to Jim Thome. 2 homers yesterday. He has passed Mark McGwire for 9th on the all-time homer list. 584. He's behind Frank Robinson by only 2 for 8th. And they are loaded up with nobody out. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Called strike on Duda. Bases loaded, nobody out. Duda got his first major league hit in the opener of this series. Recently brought up from AAA. Made his major league debut Wednesday in Atlanta.
Rocky start to the ball game. Then, as you mentioned, third and fourth seem to be settling in, but now again here in the fifth, it's coming unglued a little bit for Ryan Dempster. The Cubs will concede a run for the possibility of turning a double play. The infielders playing back. Ramirez just a couple of steps behind the baseline at third. Everybody else playing a double play deck.
We had commented earlier the Mets have really struggled with men in scoring position in the second half. Not today. They're 4 for 7. And he got Duda to chase a split for strike 3. That's the first out.
Good block by Giovanni Soto with the runner down there at third base, with a runner on every base for that matter. Keep that ball in front. Keep the double play in order.
High fastball to Tolley. I want to send a shout out to Hank Smith, big Cub fan watching on WGN America at Charleston Air Force Base. Hoping Ryan Dempster can get out of this inning with no further damage. The Mets have scored twice to tie it. Kick the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2. Beltran with an RBI in the inning. He's at third. Davis knocked in the tying run. He's at second, and Mike Hessman walked 2 batters ago, is at first.
Notice this throughout this series when Tolley takes his practice swings, especially with 2 strikes. He keeps his eye on the pitcher the entire time, but as he takes the practice swing forward, he taps his bat on home plate every time on the way back. Maybe just a reminder as to where that inside corner is. He doesn't have to look down. You don't want to look down. Tap right there. I know where the plate is. It's right there. Right there in front of him.
3-2, big pitch. With the bases loaded in a tie game. Here it is. He got him. Tolley thought it was ball 4. Called strike 3 for the second out.
That's a big out. Tolley's been a pesky hitter with 2 strikes in this series, consistently just putting the ball in play. That time a sinker at the bottom of the strike zone.
Tejada with 2 outs. Blocked by Soto, 1-1. And a long top of the 5th. Started Angel Pagan. It went a deep right center. It looked like Tyler Colvin made a great running catch. But as he went to pull the ball out of his glove, the ball dribbled out for a 2-base error. The Mets then followed that up with 3 straight hits, a walk to load the bases. Dempster then struck out due to swinging. Tolley looking, and he's 1-1 on Tejada. Awkward swing, 1-2.
Thank you for that awkward swing. That was a hanging slider up there above the belt. Not the location you like on this particular pitch, but you love the result. Very defensive half swing from Tejada.
Blooped into shallow center, a base hit. The Mets get 2. Beltran followed by Davis, 6-4. So Tejada, after that awkward looking swing, able to just parachute one out into shallow center, and he gives them a 2-run lead.
Oh, and that hurts Ryan Dempster. Not a bad pitch, a slider at the knees on the outside corner. Defensive swing once again from Tejada. Little floater out into shallow center. Nobody can get there. Man, 1 pitch away from getting out of further trouble, and Mets tack on 2 more.
Nice hits it foul. So each team has had 2 leads in this game. Baker can't get it. Hessman trying to score. He will. And John Neese has 2 hits and 2 RBIs today to make it 7-4, and that will end Ryan Dempster's afternoon. Well, the first 5 batters of this inning have all come around to score. It's 7-4. Here's Scott Main. We'll be back.
Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you're watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape, pools, patios, play sets, hot tubs, and more.
Rookie left-hander Scott Maine getting his 4th appearance. Last 2 have been scoreless. Gave up a solo home run to Jay Bruce in his major league debut. That was the night Bruce hit 3 home runs against the Cubs as Angel Pagan, batting right-handed, takes a strike. 5 runs in for the Mets here in the 5th. They have them at the corners with 2 outs and a 7-4 lead. Good breaking ball for a strike. Maine calls that pitch basically a slurve, kind of a hybrid slider slash curve.
Occasionally he'll get a little more on top of it. It looks more like a legitimate slider. At other times he gets underneath it a little more and it's a big sweeping breaking ball, but most of the time it falls somewhere in between. So he calls it the slurve.
Five RBIs for the Mets for the 8 and 9 spots today. As Pagan hits a hard grounder to Castro, gets it to Baker. Has a forced Nice at second. 5 big ones for the Mets. They now lead 7-4. Williams will have a statue unveiled in his honor on Tuesday. PNC Bank, proud to be an official sponsor of the Chicago Cubs, just as proud to support the fans and community who cheer them on. PNC for the achiever in us all. Rookie of the year in 1961, 6-time All-Star, won a batting title in '72. One of our favorite people. We love seeing Billy Williams. We learn a lot about hitting from Billy, just hanging around the batting cage. He suits up every spring training.
And I've said it many times, there is not a human being that looks more comfortable leaning on the back of a batting cage than Billy Williams. Looks like it's right where he belongs.
His good friend Ron Santo calls him Whis from Whistler. Sweet swinging Billy from Whistler, Alabama. Cubs have some work to do. They trail by 3. 4 more unearned runs. charge to the Cubs. They lead the majors by far in giving up unearned runs. So Dempster's line 7 runs, 3 earned in 4 2/3. Jeff Baker continues his perfect day at the plate. All 3 hits have gone the opposite way.
The first one a little more of a line drive. The last 2 floaters out there into shallow right, but they'll all work. That cutter got in on his hands just a little bit. But for the 3rd time in a ball game, Jeff Baker dunks it into shallow right for a base hit.
Did you know Billy Williams' middle name is Leo?
I did not.
He would play for Leo here in Chicago.
And your son's name is Leo.
Yeah. One and 1 to Starlin. He's made 3 outs and 2 at bats, a strikeout and a double play ball. But lately he's been good for 2 or 3 hits a day, so should be a good finish for Starlin. That one right to the first baseman Davis, and they have to tag Baker, and they do. That ball was struck very well by Castro, but he can't get a break. That'll go 3-6 on the double play.
That's just buzzard luck right there. That ball was scalded. Looked like a possible triple off the bat. The one hopper knocked the first baseman Ike Davis back a couple of steps. He stepped on the bag, and then of course Jeff Baker's a live runner at that point. Tried to get caught in a run down, but was unable to do so.
Bird 1 for 1 with a walk and a run. Outside corner for a strike. Happy 30th anniversary to George and Carla Pugh in the ballpark today. Happy 6th birthday to Matt Kohar. Also rooting on the Cubs this afternoon. Happy 71st. Billy Slater. Actually, it's Bill Slater, but it sounds more like a baseball name to say Billy. Surrounded by Tejada. Nice gets out of his 5th with no damage. 7-4 Mets. Hey, Cub fans, this season it's easier than ever to find the seats you want or sell tickets to the games you can't make on StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace. of the Chicago Cubs. You'll find great seats and great service on StubHub all season. So go to StubHub.com. Choose your seats today. Luis Hernandez. Fly ball out into shallow left. Running grab by Soriano. Scott Main came on, got the final out of the 5th inning. Carlos Beltran with 1 away. The Marlins blew a 6-run lead. Had to go to extra innings before beating the first place Braves 7-6 in 10. Emilio Bonifacio tripled to start the 10th and then scored on pinch hitter Scott Cousins. Game-ending RBI single.
It's that time of year you might want to get out your minor league directory. Scott Cousins, not sure who he is. I'm sure he's a fine young player. Hopefully he'll have a long and successful career, but I haven't heard of him before today.
That was his second career at bat. And a big one. Huge foul. Way outside from Maine.
This is something you only see outfielders do. Working on their swing mechanics while they're waiting between pitches for something to happen. You never see a catcher stand up behind home plate and work on his swing between pitches.
Maine's 2-2. That missed 3-2. You see the Heat 95. Payoff delivery. Ground ball, diving stop. Ramirez from his knees, not in time. Pretty good throw. Beltran, though, beat it out for a base hit. Beltran's had a very good series. Starts in the last 2 games and now 5 hits during this stretch.
He has had a good series with the bat, but he has not been running very well. It's amazing how quickly you heal when you have a chance to beat out an infield hit. He really got down to first baseline that time.
Fastball missed to Davis. Well, it was a breaking ball. It didn't break. 2-0.
Yeah, just overthrew it a little bit, trying to get too much sweep on that breaking ball. Never really took the break, sailing up and into the left-handed hitting Davis.
High fly ball, deep left center. Marlon Byrd on the warning track. The leap, and it's out of the vines. Just below the basket for a double. Good effort by Byrd. Boy, it's really hard to put a ball like Davis did in this regard. With the basket hanging out. Usually that ball's either in the basket or it's caught.
Now Marlon Byrd does everything he can to do the latter. He didn't hesitate whatsoever, never slowed down, ran right back to the warning track, leaped up against the wall. Just out of his reach, right at the base of the basket.
He missed that yellow line by maybe less than a foot. Well, I thought he should have caught it. They will intentionally walk Hessman. And face Duda, left-handed hitter, with the bases loaded. But it won't be Duda. It'll be Nick Evans, who just got called up today. And the Cubs don't have anybody up in the bullpen, so this is a no-brainer for Jerry Manuel.
Jones Sivak or Sivak from Lansing is today's Hit the Jackpot with Powerball contestant. If the Cubs hit a home run in the next inning, Jones Sivak will win 100 chances to win the Powerball jackpot. Wednesday's jackpot is worth $62 million.
Evans got the call up from AAA Buffalo of the International League. He was with the Mets for about a week in mid-July, went 0 for 2. Combined for 44 doubles, 23 homers between AA and AAA this season. What a debut he had back in 2008, May 24th, first major league game, in 3 doubles at Colorado. Strike one. Hard throwing right-hander Marcos Mateo getting up in the Cubs pen. 0-2.
Nick Evans from Phoenix, Arizona. If I'm not mistaken, Nick Evans and the runner at second base, Ike Davis, played on a couple of different youth league teams together and also against each other on some of those traveling club teams. Emergency swing right there. That's when your teammates will laugh at you about it, but it buys you another pitch. Scott Main's got to come in that strike zone at least once more in this sequence. Well off the plate, but Evans able to reach out there and foul it over into his own dugout, stay alive.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Scott Main has got some good heat on that fastball, especially when he elevates it. Gets a little extra ride up in the strike zone. Such a nice, smooth, easy delivery. He catches hitters by surprise with that low to mid-90s fastball.
Josh Tolley. Breaking ball strike. Nationals blowing out the Pirates today 8-1. Jason Marquis been pitching a lot better as of late. 6 innings, 1 run. In the hole. Castro will throw to second. Baker covering, throw right on the money, and Maine gets out of it. They loaded him up, but they strand 3. Still 7-4 Mets.
the tables on the Cubs. Every starter has reached base safely today. The Cubs did the same thing in the ballgame yesterday. And for the Cubs, Jeff Baker with a perfect 3-for-3 day. Also Aramis Ramirez with a home run, a single, and 3 runs driven in this game. Visit your Honda dealer and test drive a 2010 Honda CR-V.
Ramirez with a single, a homer, and 3 RBIs. But the Cubs trail 7-4. Caught the edge. 2-1. Evans, after pinch hitting for Duda, stays in to play left. The Yankees' 8-game winning streak is over. The Blue Jays beat them 7-3 in the Bronx. Brett Cecil over Phil Hughes. 3 more homers for the Blue Jays. Hill, Wells, and Buck. A chance for the Rays to get within a game and a half, but they're trailing at Baltimore 8-7 in the 7th. Corey Patterson with his 8th home run in that one. In the Oriole lineup today, Bob: Felix P.A., Corey Patterson, and Cesar Torres, 3 former Cubs. Fly ball to right, playable for Pregame.
Well, then a couple days ago we were talking about Hack Wilson and the 190 RBI season. That sparked a lot of letters from fans. I'd like to thank Betty McLean from Crystal Lake, Illinois, wrote me a real nice letter about when her husband used to work the turnstiles here at Wrigley Field during the time that Hack Wilson played. Said Hack was her hero. So thank you, Betty.
Even imagine knocking in that many runs in one season.
Also got a letter from a Cubs fan that's living in Sydney, Ohio, Jackie Schultz. Also mentions Hack Wilson's big season as that ball is lofted down the right field line once again for Pregame. Looks like he'll take it no problem. Also, Jackie pointed out, she agrees with me that if an adult catches a foul ball in the stands, if possible, you should give it to a kid. But she wanted to say that, great grandmas like baseballs too. So if you can't give it to a kid, look for a great grandma sitting around you somewhere.
I like it. 2 down at Soriano, ball 1. Happy 60th to Bob Miller from Henderson, Nevada, watching at WGN America. I'll give a shout out to Milton Howard, recently turned 87. Long-time Cub fan. And we hope you're doing well. A nice note from your daughter Dolores.
Also thanks to Dave Lemke from Canterbury Books and Tours in Rockford, Illinois, for his nice letter. He was also a big Stan Hack fan. We were talking about Hack Wilson, but that led to Stan Hack, and you know how things tie together.
And if they don't, we do it anyway.
Yeah, we do it anyway. Wilson, Stan Hack, Hackman, Jeffrey Leonard.
Greg Jeffries. 3-2. Great grandmother. Today we're talking about a niece. Still 3-2. John Neese has been okay today. Given up 4 runs, but his team has given him a lot of support, and he's been right in the middle of that with a couple of RBI singles at the plate. Hold foul.
Also had an email from James Heisman or Huseman asking about what's the difference between a pitcher throwing a ball in the dirt and the umpire immediately throwing the ball out of the game and a batter hitting a ground ball to the infield, but that ball stays in the game.
I agree.
I wish we had an answer for you, James. I think we're rapidly approaching the day where we start with a supply of about 400 baseballs, and every pitch we put a new ball into play.
Grammy Award-winning rock powerhouse of Dave Matthews Band invades Wrigley Field this month. There's still a chance to be a part of the action. A limited number of mezzanine suites are still available for these 2 historic shows. Friday, September 17th, Saturday, September 18th. Treat your friends and clients to the ultimate VIP experience while witnessing this spectacular band. For more information and to book your suite, it's 773-404-4200. Colvin flies out. Pagan caught 3 fly balls in the inning. 7-4 Mets. Find out more of what's possible at att.com. AT&T, rethink possible. And the Stanley Cup champion Blackhawks kick off the preseason on WGN Saturday, September 25th against the Red Wings, 7 o'clock for Chicagoland viewers only. Norris Trophy winner Duncan Keith throwing out the ceremonial first pitch, and he will conduct the 7th inning stretch. Looks like he has some new teeth, too. We'll talk about that. Get the dental update. The outstanding defenseman. Ruben Tejada, a deep drive, and that one, I think, got out. It did. Came back onto the field of play, but that's a home run. It was called a home run by the second base umpire, Brian Gorman. So while Tejada ended up sliding into third, he should be able to round the bases. Tejada doesn't believe it. Now he does. And he's on his way to make it 8-4. First pitch against Marcos Mateo, and that's a first home run of his career. Kind of odd how it played out.
Middle of the plate fastball from Mateo. Solid contact by Tejada, but looked like it hit right on the yellow stripe there at the edge of the basket.
Might have hit the fan's hand too. The question is, were the hands behind the yellow line? I would think they were, if they're pretty long arms.
That ball is flying. If you get it up in the air today with anything on it at all, it's got a chance to get out of here. Not taking anything at all away from Ruben Tejada, but it looked like a routine fly ball to center off the bat.
They could have gone to replay, but they did not. Jonathan Neese will fly out to Soriano. One away.
One more look at the end of that fly ball to left center field. It hit right on that yellow stripe at the top of the basket and fell back onto the field.
So you don't think it was a homer?
No, I don't.
It's hard to do this, but it's possible to do what you said. Hit the yellow line. Well, I think you're right. I think you're right.
And I don't think the fan interfered with it. I think his hands closed after the ball had hit the stripe and dropped back onto the playing field.
That's a good call. Now the question is, why wouldn't the umpires look at it? I mean, I suppose Mike Quaddy could have gone out and asked them to look at it.
I was watching second base umpire Brian Gorman as he roamed out there into shallow center field to get a better look, and he did not hesitate. As soon as that ball hit, he raised his hand in the air and pointed as if it were a home run. And that's the call that has been enforced.
You can't go back now. Now, I believe even if Mike Quaddy had come out and asked them to look at the replay, they don't have to. It's up to the crew chief, who is Brian Gorman. And based on what we saw, and it took me 3 looks to confirm what you said, that it appeared as though it did not go out. Ground ball to Baker. Numbers for Marcos Mateo. Keith has a buddy helping him out. Dave Boland's going to provide the harmonies for the 7th inning stretch.
Simon and Garfunkel. Seals and Cross.
Baker up to make the catch. Keith and Boland coming up with a stretch.
For the ball game are Chicago Blackhawks Dave Boland and Duncan Keith.
Three. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. So it's root for the Cubbies. Say don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs.
Bottom of the 7th, 8-4 Mets. Duncan Keith, Stanley Cup champion, Norris Trophy winner, Olympic gold medalist. It's been a good year for Duncan Keith. How you doing, Duncan?
Thanks.
Great to see you.
Thank you. I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me out here.
A short off season, which is exactly what you want, right?
Exactly. I want to do that every year. Short, nice and short. Back at it.
You got all your chompers back. I guess not all of them are yours, but now technically they are because they're in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. They did a pretty good job getting the teeth back in there for me after the season, and it wasn't the most pleasant of experiences, but it's nice that I got some new ones now to eat some food properly.
Well, I'm sure it was a very painful injury, but you were able to get through it, help your team win the Stanley Cup, and I'm sure you had no shortage of dentists coming up offering their services.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that. I had a few people after the season there come up and give me their card and for the dentist, and it was pretty funny though.
A lot of Blackhawks fans here on Blackhawks Day. Jim Cornelison got the day off to a great start with the national anthem. Let's see if the Cubs can come back late, trailing 8-4 against the Mets. It's fouled right at the plate. I know you don't like reliving this necessarily, but took the puck in the mouth, and for a hockey player, especially for a defenseman, it's going to happen.
Yeah, that gives me bad memories there, but those are good memories. So right there after that.
Soto deep to left field. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is fair. Back to the bleachers to make it 8-5. A leadoff home run for Soto is 16. Well, he got all of that one.
And able to keep it fair down that third base line. Well, most of the time you get that far out in front of a pitch, it's going to hook into foul territory, but Gio was able to keep his hands inside, hit that high fly ball to left field, and got it out of here for a home run.
Bring up pinch hitter Darwin Barney for Marcos Mateo. That's what it's all about right there, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely the best feeling I've ever had in my life, doing that, getting to host that up for the first time. Hopefully not the last.
And what did you do with the cup yourself on your day?
Well, what didn't I do? I don't know. We had a lot of fun. It was like I didn't realize, when you win the cup, that it's really like a long day to deal with the whole thing. And first of all, we brought it to the hospital, local hospital back home, and just to see everybody, how happy it made the people, and brighten their day up. And then there was a ceremony after.
Veteran right-hander Elmer Descends is on. Soto with the leadoff homer off Jonathan Neese that ended Neese's day. And it's 0-2 on pinch hitter Darwin Barney. We're with Duncan Keith of the Blackhawks. We're on Blackhawks Day at Wrigley Field. Descends from the stretch with nobody on. And is in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Duncan, we kind of knew there were going to be a lot of changes over the summer, and really in every professional sport, no team stays the same from year to year. It would be tough to see some guys move on, but in a lot of ways, there's that connection that'll always be there, winning that Stanley Cup.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like you said, it's tough to see your teammates and your good buddies and guys you went to battle with all year get traded right away and so soon. And you know, but like you said, we've always got that bond and that championship ring we'll have together forever, and obviously friendship forever. And you never know. Who knows? Whenever, you know, maybe we'll meet again, get reunited. Some of them maybe come back over the years, hopefully.
1-2 to Barney, pops it up. Shortstop Tejada will make the catch. I tell you, partner, I don't think anybody got a bigger ovation to throw out the ceremonial first pitch this season than Duncan Keith today.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. I didn't think they were standing up like that. That was pretty cool.
I don't think many of the Blackhawks fans have sat down since you clinched the Stanley Cup. This has just been euphoria here in the city.
Yeah, it's been fun to see all that go on here, and you know, just especially right after the season, right after we won there, and then now you can still see it's still pretty crazy.
Blake DeWitt is going to bat for Jeff Baker, who went 3 for 3, as Jerry Manuel is going to make another move. Well, again, we look forward to the Blackhawks and the Red Wings September 25th here on WGN locally in Chicago. Preseason tune-up for the regular season. And Duncan, we look forward to another great year of Blackhawks hockey. Thanks for stopping by, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys having me out here. Thank you very much.
Norris Trophy winner Duncan Keith will be back in a moment. Pedro Feliciano, the busiest reliever in baseball, has now appeared in every game in this series as he faces pinch hitter Blake DeWitt. Swing and the miss. Nasty slider, 0-2. Found back. Still 0-2. They're doing the wave. here at Wrigley.
We say we love our job because we come to the ballpark to see something we've never seen before, and I have to admit I have never seen a wave make it all the way around Wrigley Field until today.
DeWitt just got a piece of it. It's really moving around. Bobby Parnell, Manny Acosta up in the bullpen. As DeWitt gets hit by that 0-2 pitch. They don't want the wave. Everybody likes it. Most of the fans were okay with it since they participated. Did somebody just happen to have that in their pocket?
Just in case, yeah. Brought it every day of their lives, just in case a wave broke out.
One of the theories is that it actually means they like the wave because it says no wave, but they've got the Ghostbuster sign or whatever, so you'd think it'd be wave with just the red line in the middle, but that's a double negative.
Or just no wave without the red.
Yeah. A tapper to first. Davis throws to second. They just get to it. That was a risky play with a 3-run lead, but it worked out for the Mets. And what happened? Castro got tagged. Did he round the bag? The inning is over. They tagged Castro. He must have rounded first and made a move towards second. Mike Quaddy's coming out to argue the play at second and maybe the play at first. We'll sort it out when we come back. And you're going to see Castro pass from right to left through your screen right there. Well, he was safe at first. Starts running off the field, and then the Mets get him to end the inning.
Yeah, very confusing inning there after the leadoff home run by Giovanni Soto. We had 2 pinch hitters, 2 pitching changes, and I think perhaps Starlin Castro just lost track of how many outs there were in the inning.
The only thing about it, though, Bob, is if he thought it were 3 outs, he would be heading out to his shortstop position, not necessarily back to the dugout. So I wonder if he thought he was out. Well, we'll find out after the game. As James Russell takes over in the 8th, 8-5 New York. Beltran cranks it foul. Mike Quaddy came out, I think, to argue the play at second.
It looked like Blake DeWitt had beaten that throw from Mike Davis to second base there. It clearly looked like he had his foot on the bag and was popping up out of his slide as the play was made at second base, but not to be.
Swing by Beltran. James Russell the other day got his first major league win. That was on Friday. Got 1 out. Cubs won the game 7-6. Just missed.
Visit the official online shop of the Chicago Cubs at Cubs.com. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the Cubs.com shop. Accept no substitutes.
Bobby had 3 different runners, batter/runners, who all either thought they were out or that they should stop at a base, and actually were given more than what they thought they had. You had Angel Pagan, who reached on a 2-base error. He thought Tyler Colvin caught the ball. You had Ruben Tejada hit his first major league home run on a ball he thought was not over the basket, and our replay showed that it wasn't. And then you had Starlin Castro walking off the field after he was safe at first. Normally you might see 3 of those in a year.
Well, especially for the visiting team. Early day game yesterday, a night off in Chicago. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of the innings and stuff. You know what I mean?
I do. Every Met starter, position player wise, has scored a run. Jonathan Neese did not, but he had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Career day for their number 8 hitter, Tejada, with his first career homer, 4 knocked in. Davis has 3 hits. Bobby Parnell is up in the bullpen. And some emailers wondering if there was any relation as that ball got by. And Beltran will end up at second on a wild pitch. If Bobby Parnell is related to former left-hander, still left-handed, Mel Parnell with the Boston Red Sox, I don't believe so. At least we don't know for sure, but
that's the kind of thing that they would normally point out in the media guide if there was a relative that had played ball at one time or another.
Inside, full count, 3-2. Mel Parnell was a 25-game winner with 27 complete games for Boston in 1949.
Wind continues to blow out here at Wrigley Field. The Cubs need to put a 0 on the board, however, stop the Mets from scoring and give themselves an opportunity at least to work their way back into this ball game in their last 2 at-bats.
High fly ball to deep left. Soriano running out of room into the basket. A 2-run homer. Ike Davis with 4 hits. So it's 10-5. That definitely got out. Hessman, deep left center. Soriano just can't get it. His first hit today. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Barry Rothschild chatting with James Russell. Davis and Hessman both hitting the ball very hard after the leadoff walk to Beltran. Thomas Diamond will get up.
Jimmy G. All right, I'm Charlie too.
Colvin coming in. DeWitt is out. It'll be DeWitt to make the grab. Brings up Tolley. Couldn't hold up. Milwaukee beat the Phillies 6-2. That keeps Braves in sole possession of first in the East, 1 ahead of the Phillies. Randy Wolf over Kyle Kendrick. St. Louis 4-2 over the Reds, so the Cardinals take 2 of 3 in that series, but they really needed a sweep. Chris Carpenter gets his 15th win as he beat Homer Bailey. Matt Holliday with his 25th home run. 4-2 Cardinals. Base hit right field. Hessman stopping at third. So the Mets with 3 hits this inning. They are triples shy of the cycle in the inning. They've done it today without David Wright and Jose Reyes.
And Luis Castillo, for that matter,
Right.
a guy that was a real table setter for him.
Jason Bay on the disabled list with a concussion. Missing a lot of firepower, but they've put up 15 hits and 10 runs. Swing and a miss. A reminder coming up tonight at 10 here on WGN, the Jerry Lewis MDA Labor Day Telethon, which will go through tomorrow afternoon. Great annual event here on WGN. 10 o'clock tonight after the news.
Looks like Jerry Manuel's going to stick with Bobby Parnell, who continues to throw down in that Mets bullpen. If you didn't get a chance to see Parnell when he pitched in a ball game the other day, he has an explosive fastball. Hit triple digits at least a half a dozen times in his outing against the Cubs earlier in the series.
Hey, is he related to Mel? Oh, we already answered that. Blake DeWitt will make the catch, 2 outs. Pinch hitter Joaquin Arias for Feliciano. Slider strike. Oh, 2. Big day for Ike Davis. 4 hits, a double, a homer, 3 RBIs, 2 runs. Tomahawked into left for a base hit. 11-5. Hessman is in. Well, look at all the production down at the bottom of the order. Arias a pinch hitter, but the 9 spot providing 3 RBIs, 4 out of the 8 spot.
$16 hits in the game for the Mets. Also 6 walks by the Cubs pitching staff, including 1 intentional walk.
Gunn hits it really hard through the bullpen.
Well, this is what you call filling up the box score. Everybody contributing, much like the Cubs did yesterday in the ball game. I mentioned at the top of the show, every Cubs starter had at least 1 hit in the ball game yesterday. Today the Mets turning the table.
Down the left field line. Toley's in. Arias is going to score, and Pagan on his way to second. And they are pouring it on. (13-5). A rough 8 for James Russell. And that'll be it for him. Diamond coming in. And we'll be back in a moment. Yet another rookie. That's 4 in a row now. Maine, Mateo, Russell, and Diamond out of the Cubs bullpen. The Mets have had 2 5-run innings in this game. Big swing and a miss by Hernandez. 5-run 5th, now a 5-run 8th as they lead 13-5. Pagan at second after a 2-run double. 0-2. And that ends the inning. Diamond strikes out Hernandez. The Mets get 5 more and lead big, 13-5. Thirteen to 5. The Mets trying to salvage a finale of this series and win this season series. Cubs and Mets have split the first 6. Also trying to get the all-time series back to even. Bobby Parnell, hard throwing righty. He's not giving up a home run. As he faces Marlinberg. Low for ball 198. On that fastball. The Astros come in tomorrow. Got a long flight from Phoenix. They're only in the bottom of the 4th, leading Arizona 3-2. Carlos Lee with a game-winning homer last night. Victor Pence 2 for 2 with a home run, 3 RBIs today. It's 3-1. Ramirez and Nady to follow. Ground ball to short. Tejada Get it across in time. Time now to look at our BMW Ultimate Drive. Ramirez with a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning. That gave the Cubs a 3-2 lead at the time. Now's your chance to lease a new BMW 3 Series for $439 a month with nothing down, no security deposit. Visit ChicagolandBMW.com for details.
Not only the mid to upper 90s fastball, but a 90-mile-an-hour slider. The bottom dropped out of right there. First pitch to Ramirez. This guy has got plus stuff out there on the mound.
One on the way, and Hessman up with it quickly. He's going to get the out, and Ramirez is hurt. Basically stopped running about 15 feet before he got to first base. Something's not right.
Out of the box in good shape, running hard. And Mike Hessman watches as Ramirez slows down at first base.
Inside out swing is Nady. Singles into right to keep the inning alive.
Surprised to see Ramirez come out and take his position defensively in the top half of the 9th inning. 8-run ball game. That appears to be the sign Mike Quaddy telling somebody you're going to play third base next inning.
You have any ideas?
Troy Hill.
Well, Barney has already been used. Jeff Baker is out. Soriano singles into right.
I mean, we've seen it happen in an emergency a couple of times over the past few years. You could move Alfonso Soriano into the infield. Probably at second base, the position where he would most likely be comfortable on the infield.
We will see some more call-ups over the next week to 10 days, depending on the playoff situation with Iowa. I suppose Double-A Tennessee, although we have not heard specifically who's coming up. Pretty good chance you'll see Jeff Samardzija, maybe Sam Fold back with a big league club at some point. Colvin bounces to second base. Hernandez will get the out at first, so we'll see if Ramirez will stay in the game, or we'll see somebody else play third. 13-5 Mets. Let's check out who's moving forward with Toyota. Carlos Marmol, the Cubs closer, over his last 6 appearances, 4 saves, 10 walks in 6 innings. And opponents very rarely putting a ball in play. Toyota and your local Toyota dealers, official partner of the Chicago Cubs. Marmol saving the first 2 wins in this series. In fact, the last 3 Cubs games resulted in wins and Carlos Marmol saves. Today, however, they trail 13-5 in the 9th. Coy Hill played third base at Wichita State, but in the majors, he's played 1 inning at third base. That was last season as a Cub. 1 inning in 2007 with the Cubs in right. Everything else has been behind the plate in the majors. Well, we hope Ramirez is all right. At the very least, just taken out for precautionary measures. Two on Beltran. Off the plate inside.
Coy Hill probably feels like a supermodel at a pie eating contest. He is out of place. This is just not natural. It's been a long time since he's had a chance to play any third base. 1 appearance down there last year. No balls hit his direction. And he's probably hoping that there will be no balls hit his direction today.
Ball 4. That's a leadoff walk. We'll probably get an email or a letter from a supermodel who has participated in a pie eating contest.
I'm guessing no.
I have to admit, I paid money to see that.
Yeah.
My guess is she would get off to a good start, and after the first piece of pie, she'd say, I'm good.
First bite.
Ground ball, Nady diving stop, gets up quickly. They get the out there. Relay not in time and past Diamond. It stayed in play. There'll be no error on the play. They did get that lead man.
A nice stop by Xavier Nady. The easy way up the middle of the field. Starlin Castro goes ahead and completes the relay throw. Thomas Diamond just fanned on it, but at the very tail end of the play, there were 2 Cubs right there to back it up. Giovanni Soto coming from behind the plate, and Blake DeWitt from his second base position ended up over in front of the Mets dugout. Make sure that ball didn't trickle in.
4-seamer low and outside to Hessman. $18 runs on 27 hits combined. Starting pitchers are the pitchers of record, Neese and Dempster. Two and two. Sunori Takahashi has been filling in as a closer since Francisco Rodriguez's season came to an infamous end. Hessman swings and misses and strikes out. It's 2 for Diamond.
Third at bat of the game for Nick Evans. He didn't even enter till the 6th inning.
Forwarded emails wondering if Nick Evans is related to Linda.
Or Dwight.
Or Bob. Thomas Diamond, Neil Diamond, Lake DeWitt, Joyce DeWitt. Well, we just keep going on and on. That one blooped over Nady down the right field line. And Davis will make the turn, head to third. Brings up Tolley for the 6th time. If you're the 7-hitter in a lineup and you're coming up for your 6th at bat, it's been a good day for your offense, or you're in the 15th inning.
Yeah. This reminds me of something Jim Henry told me before the ball game. I think I relayed this to you. He said he saw something he'd never seen before when he went to Albuquerque. Check out the AAA team. A.J. Ellis, who's had some time in the big leagues with the Dodgers as a catcher, was the 8-hitter in the home team's lineup. Sam Fuld was the leadoff hitter for Iowa that day, and Sam Fuld had 3 hits in the game before A.J. Ellis got an at-bat.
Wow.
And Jim said he had never seen that before, and Jim has seen a lot of baseball games. And I have to admit, I'd never seen anything like that before either.
Three and one. $40,788. The paid crowd on this holiday weekend Sunday, Labor Day tomorrow. Another 1:20 start. We're on the air at 1 with the leadoff man. The Astros and the Cubs. Juan D. Rodriguez and Casey Coleman. Rodriguez pitching extremely well here lately. Ball 4 to load him up. 4-1 with an 0.98 over his last 8 starts. Coleman will be looking for his 2nd big league win.
Wandy Rodriguez in the first game of this series for Houston. You get Nelson Figueroa in the 2nd game, and then Brett Myers, who's really been throwing the ball well this year, in the finale of the homestand.
I mentioned Rodriguez. Last 8 starts, a sub-1 ERA. Figueroa, 4 starts with Houston, 1.96 ERA. Brett Myers, 28 starts, at least 6 innings every start, and has allowed more than 4 runs once all year. The Astros pitching extremely well. And remember, they don't have Roy Oswalt anymore. He got traded to the Phillies. Pitcher slash part-time left fielder. Actually had to play left the other night when Ryan Howard got kicked out in extras. Raul Ibanez went from left to first, and Oswalt came off the bench. Foul tip, strike 2. It's already been a huge day for Tejada. Could be even bigger as he bats with the bases loaded. He has 2 hits, including his first career home run, and 4 RBIs. Calling Europe right now.
Setting up a play date after the ball game.
Hey Josh, come over at 5:30.
It's all fun and games until you get home and check the phone bill and find out Junior has been calling Brussels, Belgium all afternoon, just randomly.
Three and two with the bases full. All the runners will be on the move on this 3-2 pitch. A pop up back to the seats.
Troy Hill's perfect fielding percentage at third base remains intact.
Forces in a run to make it 14-5. Fifth RBI for Tejada. Chris Carter will bat for Parnell. Off the outside corner. That's really too bad. Russell and Diamond in particular coming off the first major league wins earlier this week. In mop-up duty late, Russell gave up 5 runs in 2/3 of an inning. And it's been a struggle here for Diamond in the ninth. For James Russell, he came in with a 4.50 ERA and now has a 5.48. It went up almost a full run.
You know, we've talked a lot about Starlin Castro and the growing pains he has gone through defensively at shortstop, trying to learn every day, get a little better every day, experience everything this game has to throw his direction. The same thing goes for the young pitchers in the bullpen. Bumped up against some adversity here today. It hasn't been exactly the kind of outings that Russell or Diamond were looking forward to, but they're going to get plenty more opportunities down the stretch to take the ball and hopefully go out there and be more efficient with their pitches, get ahead in the count. And the ultimate goal is to reach a level of consistency where you don't have the roller coaster ride of a really good outing followed by a really bad outing followed by another good one. You want to see guys put together consistent outings, consistently throw good strikes, consistently get ahead in the count.
Colvin plays it on the bounce, just knocked it down. Evans is in. Tolley will score. Chris Carter with a pinch hit, 2-run single to make it 16-5.
A cue shot off the end of the bat out in front of Tyler Colvin in right field. Chip Hale, the third base coach, had held Tolley at third base, but when the ball got away from Tyler Colvin, he just kind of pointed in the direction of home plate, and Tolley jogged on in with another run.
Strange for Giovanni Soto and Coy Hill. They both were on the mound at the same time. Coy Hill, the third baseman, coming in to help settle down Thomas Diamond. (16-5). Angel Pagan as they start their 7th time through the order. And Acosta has joined the left-hander Takahashi.
I don't get that.
I mean, 13-5 versus 16-5. Is there a big difference? I don't know.
Jerry Manuel's going to play matchups in the bottom half of the ninth.
Three and one. And now Sean Marshall has just gotten up. Something Mike Quaddy wanted to do, but Thomas Diamond trying to locate that third out. Last four have reached. 3-2. Base hit right field. Angel Pagan. Tejada's in. 17-5.
Boy, this is painful to watch. You know, Thomas Diamond's out there doing everything he possibly can. You know, every one of those Cubs defenders is hoping that a Met will hit a ball to them so they can get out of this top half of the ninth. And every time they put a ball in play, it seems to find a hole.
That's now batting around 3 times today. 10 came to the plate in the 5th, 9 in the 8th, and here's the 9th batter of the ninth. They are 12 for 23 with runners in scoring position. 12 hits with runners in scoring position, 20 overall. A 1-2. Another one. 21 hits for the Mets. 18-5. Carter scores. Here comes Mike Quaddy. They've had 3 different 5-run innings in this game. Sean Marshall will come in with 2 outs in the 9th. As the Mets have had 6 straight batters. Sean Marshall trying to stop the bleeding here. 1 ball, no strikes on Carlos Beltran, who started the inning with a walk. It would be erased on a fielder's choice, but the Mets have put up 5 more in this inning. First and second. This should do it for the Mets in the 9th, as Colvin will make the catch. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th, all New York here in the series finale. Huge day for Ruben Tejada. He had 8 RBIs on the year coming in. 5 today. First career home run as well. And the Mets lead 18-5 on 21 hits. Manny Acosta will pitch the 9th. We saw Takahashi up. Jerry Manuel going with a right-hander instead. Acosta against Soto. Outside ball 1 on a fastball. Michael Hoffpower on deck. And then Blake DeWitt. The outside corner on a slider. 1-2. Soto with a walk, a sac fly, and a home run. Got it. Called strike 3 on a heater for the first out. Now the pinch hitter, Michael Hoffpower. If you're Michael Hoffpower, Bob, you know, you've been watching this game for 3.5 hours, 13-run deficit. But here's your one chance to have a good quality at bat.
Either that or try to hit one onto Sheffield Avenue. That's usually what happens in a 13-run ball game. Guys come off the bench and, hey, I'm going to take a shot at it right here. You know, a little bit closer ball game. You try to get on base. You try to keep the inning moving, get as many hitters up to the plate as you possibly can to try to get back into the game. But trailing by 13, maybe it's time to get a little selfish.
One hopper to the second baseman, Hernandez. 2 gone. DeWitt came on as a pinch hitter in the 7th. He got hit by a pitch and is now playing second. 0-1. Still be a series win for the Cubs. 2 out of 3. Way up in the air. Shallow right. Angel Pagan makes a catch and the Mets win, pulling away 18-5 the final. Rough day for the Cubs pitching staff. Ryan Dempster gave up 7 runs. 4 were unearned. And the bullpen had a tough time today keeping this one close. 18-5 the final. The positive you take out of it, Bob, the Cubs are winning series.
Yeah, that's about the only positive you could take out after a ball game like this afternoon. But, you know, you move forward. You got the Astros coming into town. They've been playing much better baseball as of late. And, you know, hopefully you take 2 out of 3 at a minimum against the Astros Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.